Hello again, challengers. Today we're going to cover the solution for Friday's challenge, Netflix. Bridge Day 2020 in West Virginia had 64 individuals sign up. They're suspicious that they all got the same email that they believe is not Netflix. They're worried it contains a virus. Can you determine who the real sender is? So as always, the first thing we're going to do is verify the hash of the file that we've downloaded for the challenge. In this case, the hash is listed as beginning with 529E and ending with 9410. And again, that's going to be an MD5 hash, so we're going to have to make sure that we match that with another MD5 hash. My file's on the desktop, so I'm going to go ahead and verify that real quick to make sure that I have a good copy. And they do match, so I know that my copy is good and that all the data that's supposed to be there is there. Alright, now we can go ahead and start taking a look at our file. We'll just open this up real quick. And since it indicates that it's a text file, I'll just double click this and take a look. See what kind of data we have on the inside here. Oh good, just what I was hoping for. A bunch of nonsensical gibberish. Let's take a look at our challenge and see if there are any hints for us. Alright, looking at our challenge here, we see that everybody that received the email had signed up for Bridge Day 2020. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bridge Day 2020's website and we'll see if there's any clues there for us. When we head to the Bridge Day 2020 website, we should note this is a base jumping event. While base jumping has absolutely nothing to do with forensics, the hint base, coupled with the fact that 64 participants signed up, gives us a possible method of decoding the data since base 64 is a common binary to text encoding scheme. Alright, let's go ahead and copy all the data out of our text document. We're going to try to decode that using base 64 and see if that helps us out at all. I'm going to be using base64decode.org. Alright, so once we decode the data, we can see that we do have data that makes sense now. This is an email header, and it's going to include data such as date and time, email address of the sender, message ID, and our always favorite IP address. Alright, once we start trying to read through the data in the email header, we're going to notice there's several locations that might seem to identify our sender. First of all, we have the email address for the sender, and you have an IP address for the sender. In this case, our challenge told us the email appeared to come from Netflix, but the receivers were nervous there was a virus, and we're looking for the true identity of the sender. So in this case, it's most likely the email is not going to be the true identity of the sender, and is not our flag. This challenge was a little difficult without using any of the hints. So let's go ahead and take a look at these hints and we'll see if we can get on the right path. Our first hint tells us the suspect that works with registrations for Bridge Day is an old school local librarian that uses the card catalog system. Dewey Decimal System, anyone? If you didn't get that, I promise you your third grade librarian's really mad at you. But they're brazen and savvy enough to spoof more than just the email address. So this reaffirms that we're not interested in the email address, but it also gives us a hint that he or she is brazen and savvy enough to spoof more than the email address. So could this IP address be a spoofed IP address? If the first clue didn't put you on the right path, we luckily had our second clue. The second clue reads, decimal to ASCII, 4 letters. Alright, so as we look back at our metadata, we see that there is in fact 4 numbers separated by dots in our IP address. Let's try to convert these to text and see if we get anything. We'll utilize crypti.com and input our decimal numbers to see what we get. So on crypti.com, when we enter each number in separately, we're able to see that the numbers, when converted to text, spell Kurt. In this challenge, Kurt is the suspect's true identity and is your flag. If you entered the full IP address, including the dots, depending on the site you use to convert from decimal to text, you may have been met with just the capital letter K. If you didn't solve this challenge, that may have been your issue. If you remove the dots and have a space between each decimal number, you'll be presented with the name Kurt. Thanks again for tuning in to the solution, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy hunting.